Hi, this is my presentation on can using intense interventions make a difference in a student's ability to read well in kindergarten. So many students enter kindergarten not knowing their letter names and sounds. If by the end of kindergarten these students aren't caught up to where they should be expected to be at this level, then there's a really good chance their entire academic career will be spent always being behind in reading. The National Reading Panel emphasized the importance of early intervention for students who are at risk in phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. So, phonemic awareness is when you can manipulate sounds, and that's something that can be worked on in small group or as a whole class. Phonics is when you take these letter sounds and you blend them into words. And this is something that should also be practiced in kindergarten and even on into first, second, even third grade for students. Fluency is when you can read like you're speaking at a nice pace and not stumble over words. Vocabulary is a really good predictor of reading comprehension because students who have better vocabularies are more successful because they can comprehend more. And then comprehension is when you put all these components together and you really understand what you're reading. So the theories that I felt impacted my research were constructivism, and that is where a student really has hands-on experience. They can apply different things that they've learned. They can explore, they can manipulate different things. And I felt that using multisensory instruction and things like that really go hand in hand with like the theory of constructivism. And then the bottom up process I thought also applied because in my opinion, to read well, you need a good foundation and you need to continually build on this foundation. And that is what like the bottom up is all about, is actually continually building on what you know. So very few students who are poor readers at the end of first grade catch up by the end of elementary school. So that's part of what my whole research is about. I really want students to get the attention they need when they're younger, so that way they're more successful in the older grades. Dougherty emphasizes the importance of assessing students' phonics skills and providing targeted instruction to improve their reading ability. So I think all students at risk should be assessed, and you should figure out exactly what areas need to be targeted and then focus on those areas. Studies by Dougherty et al. And Fedasky and Sanders provide insights into the importance of phonics-based instruction and code-oriented instruction for improving reading skills. And this is where the bottom-up theory comes in, that if you do the little components of reading and you keep building on it, you'll have a better foundation and the students will go from decoding to reading more fluently and their comprehension will improve. Children as, at risk for reading failure especially require direct and systematic instruction in these skills, and that instruction should be provided as early as possible. And that's why I really think we need to target students in kindergarten and if we need to first and second grade, but really get these kindergartners so that way they have a better chance of just being successful. So Vadasky, Sanders, and Peyton agree that phonemic awareness and alphabetic coding are strong kindergarten predictors of later reading skills, and that effective kindergarten training in these skills helps students attain positive reading skills. And it gives you an idea how well they're going to do in the future. And then RTI has the highest success if you start it earlier. They say by second grade. I would really want to start it as early as kindergarten. Volpe and et al. Found that computer-assisted tutoring is an effective way to teach letter sounds to kindergarten students, suggesting that technology can be useful. And I do think technology can be useful, especially when you don't have the money to have maybe as many interventionalists as you would like. But if you had a program where the students could go on the computer, but I don't think that can be the only thing. I think teachers really have to provide a lot of small group instruction and really target the areas where you can find the problems. Burns et al. Highlights the importance of acquisition rates on off-task behavior of kindergarten students while learning sight words, and by intensifying interventions, teachers can increase acquisition rates and minimize off-task behaviors, thus improving reading skills. So if we can really figure out where the students learn the best, like the amount of information, because some students can only learn one word at a time or one skill at a time, where others can do multiple skills at a time. You have to find out what their rate is so that way you can get the biggest bang for your buck. And this will, over time, improve their reading skills. Research by Foreman and her colleagues provided important evidence that explicit classroom instruction in letter sound correspondences can prevent reading failure in first and second grade children at risk for reading problems. So this is another, just more information saying that yes, we really have to do that bottom up type of theory of starting at the beginning, getting our letter sounds down, and then building from there. And the research on fluency, such as the study by Stockdale, provides insights into different strategies that can be used to improve fluency, such as letter memory techniques. And then vocabulary also highlights the importance of summarizing text to improve comprehension and vocabulary. So it's essential to assess students' reading skills. That's the first thing we have to do. We have to find out exactly where their problems lie, and if it's in phonemic awareness or phonics, we have to build on those things. If it comes down to being like fluency, then we work on that. And if it's vocabulary or comprehension, we work on that. But we have to find exactly where the problems are with students and pinpoint those problems. Um, Fluency can be worked on with repeated reading, and it also is suggested that we allow students to read a wide range of texts. And then vocabulary, we have to build their vocabulary so that way it helps with their comprehension, and then we work on summarizing to improve their comprehension as well. So in conclusion, the research and studies discussed in this paper highlight the importance of intensive interventions in improving reading skills in kindergarten students. The national panel stresses the importance of that phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension instruction, and educational theories such as constructivism and bottom-up processing can inform and design the implementation of these interventions. Overall, the findings suggest that a multi-tiered approach to literacy instruction with a focus on intensive interventions for students who are struggling can lead to significant improvements in reading outcomes for kindergarten students. I had a lot of different references, and you can look back at any of them if you want. There's so much information out there, and we really just have to get our kids seen earlier than later, to get the best for these kids because they're really struggling. Thanks for listening.